Hey, yesterday, man, I'm gonna share a story with y'all. This is interesting. You know me, man. You know I'm a activist in my own right. So I went yesterday, and I was driving, and I seen a cop. He was in a parking lot. So I don't know. I just was feeling myself yesterday, man. I do this sometimes though. I do things like this. There's times when I see cops speeding, bro. I'm talking about speeding with no emergency lights on, and I'd see him, and I'll pull up right next to him, and I will roll my window and I look at him, and he look at me. He know why I'm looking at him, and he will just not look back at me. And like, yeah, motherfucker, you going 30 to 40 over the speed limit. Now that's the reason, like shit like that, I don't respect, because he would have gave me a ticket for doing the same thing he was just doing, and that's why. Like, it was a time when I was gonna become a cop, man, and I wanted to be a cop so I could fuck with other cops. That was why I wanted to be a cop. I didn't want to be a cop to fuck with people. I wanted to be a cop so I could fuck with other cops like that, do shit like that. I would have gave him a big ticket. If I was a cop and he was riding through my jurisdiction and he did that, he was getting a big ass ticket. I don't give a fuck who you is, you're getting a ticket because you would have gave the people a ticket. You deserve to get the same thing that you dish out to everybody else every fucking day, you know. But back to what I was saying today. Yesterday, I pulled up to a cop, man. I say, I say, officer, I want to ask you a serious question. He's like, oh, he's like, go ahead. I was like, this car I'm driving, do I own this car? He's like, yeah, it's your car. You the owner. I said, you sure about that? He's like, why wouldn't I be sure? This is true shit. This is exactly what the conversation was. I say, so let me ask you this: if I don't pay, if I don't pay my registration and renew my registration every 2 years or 1 year, right? With the DMV. So that means I have expired plates and tags. You pull me over, what happens? He's like, well, you get a violation. I'm like, why would I get a violation? Because you gotta have your tags and stuff up to date. This is real shit. I should have recorded this shit. I was like, okay, how does that constitute me owning my vehicle if somebody else is forcing me to get plates? So he was like, well, that's just the way the law is, bro. I didn't write this. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm like, yeah, but why is it the way it is? He's like, I don't know. I was like, if you got an issue with that, go to your legislators and your congressmen and talk to them about that. I'm like, well, I'm talking to you about it because you the guys that enforce it, because the Congress and them can't do nothing without y'all. It's not like they're gonna come outside and enforce it. And I said also, so if I don't do that, and what if I don't drive with a license? Then what happens? Well, we can impound your vehicle. Oh, really? So is that sounding like, how can you take something that don't belong to you? And he looked at me. He shook his head and like kind of smiled it off. I'm like, yeah. Then I don't really own my car. If somebody could just take my car from me because I don't have a piece of plastic in my pocket, then that's not something that I own. It's just like if I told him too. I said, if I come into your house, and what if I just took your cup off your table? What does that mean? Is that right for me to take your cup off your table? No, because it's my cup. It's in my house. It's the same principle. If I take something from you that you deem is yours, that's theft. No matter how I put it, no matter if I tell you, oh, you owe me $5 for that cup, or even though I paid for the cup already, how do you owe me $5 for this cup if I paid for the cup? If I pay for something, I mean I own it, supposedly, right? I was getting in him. He couldn't fuck with me, man. He had a puzzled look on his face, and I'm like, so then we don't own anything. If I can't drive my car without being bothered about having a license or having tags and plates on it, then that means I don't really own it. The state does. Very interesting conversation, man. To see how he react and his movements. He would just have a dumbfounded look, because what people don't realize is cops are brainwashed just like most people out here are. They brainwash robots for the system. That's just all they are. But Let me know what you think about that, man. Do we own anything in America? Drop a comment. Catch you guys later.